standing in place. My feet get stuck to the floor nowadays. Gotta pick 'em up 'cause it's time to move. And I gotta go get these dreams. And I ain't sorry, no, if you get bothered with what I do. 'Cause I'm a one-man band and I'm just trying to make a difference.
Hello and welcome to the Nonsense Chronicles. Again, I am Doug Sashry, and as always, I am joined by
Rob Mendiola.
Yeah, and we're out here on a nice afternoon today, and
What is it, hump day?
it is, I believe it is, yeah.
Wednesday.
It's always a good day, man.
Sure.
And going to try and catch up on some episodes this week. We always like to have a few in the bank, just in case we travel a lot. Speaking of traveling, I was on the way over here today, and there was a lot of people driving in that left lane just sitting in there, and you know how I feel about that.
That's the lane for passing.
This lane for passing. Everybody remember this. The left lane is for passing.
Not for
slow asses. Yeah. Passes, not slow asses. Yeah, but anyhow, that's your lesson for today, people. Try and remember, get over. Once you pass, get over. Don't let people sit behind you.
Don't be inconsiderate.
That's right. Be a good human. It's pretty easy. Yeah. But, yeah, today we are joined by James Lapeyouse. James?
Hey, how you doing, Doug?
I'm doing good, man.
Good to see you.
Good seeing you.
Once again. And hey, Rob, good to see
Thanks
you
for
as well.
joining us.
Thanks. Appreciate you having me.
James, we just did an episode on crawfish, and we had this one in plan for a while. We even had this one before crawfish, but scheduling kind of pushed us back a little bit. But James has a unique business out. He's got a hand cleaner business that anybody that's ever gone and eaten crawfish before, back home when you eat crawfish, I'm not kidding you when I say that there are several places, the restaurants, that in the restaurant themselves, you don't have to go in the men's room, they'll have basically what looks like a urinal, and it's a big trough, and people are washing their hands there,
Right.
And you still have that on your hands, and I deal with eczema, so I have to wear gloves now, But I can tell you that, I hate having any kind of fish smell on me, we have the guy with us today that created a product which I think is fantastic and I think will do really well. That'll cover it. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, James? Where'd you come from?
Well, I'm originally from Houma, Louisiana, which of course you know. And I lived in Houma until I was about 6 probably. Then moved to New Iberia, Louisiana. Lived there for about 3 years. And I've been in the Houston area since I was 9. So I've been here quite a few years. And, eating crawfish and crabs, shrimp. I mean, that's my whole life. I mean, that's all I was raised on. I always tell people from here, my mom only cooked Cajun food. I mean, she never cooked chicken fried steak. She never cooked other like mainstays people know here.
Right.
I mean, in fact, I even never knew what fajitas were until I was 14 years old.
Wow. I'm about the same way.
And I was like, what are fajitas? Wow. And so, it was like when you're eating crawfish and boiled crabs and stuff like that, it's always when you're done eating, you go wash your hands with regular soap, and it never failed. 30, 40 minutes later, you scratch your eye, touch your eye, and you feel that burn again. And it never really dawned on me until probably about 7, 8 years ago. I was out eating with my son, and it happened to him. And on the ride home, he started crying. And I'm like, what's wrong, buddy? He's like, oh, my eyes are burning. They're burning. It's the spice. And I figured there had to be some kind of soap on the market that took the spice smell and the burning off your hands after eating spicy food. And to my amazement, there was nothing. So I kind of figured, okay, one of these days I'll get to it. And during the COVID shutdown, our pharmacy business was pretty much non-existent, believe it or not. And that's when I really had the time to get into the compound pharmacy lab and start working on different formulas.
Wow.
And, yeah.
Very cool.
That time, that shutdown time did give a lot of people time to do stuff. Musicians got to write songs, and people learned to create a little bit.
Yeah, exactly.
If you didn't, you were wasting time because you'll never get that kind of time again,
No.
Yeah. Yeah, we kind of lucked out, I guess. I mean, it was good and bad. You know, our pharmacy business was specialty pharmacy stuff. So most people weren't going to specialists at that time. So it was, so we were just, our business was next to nothing. And so pretty much every day we'd go in there and try different formulas. And we tested it by, after we were done eating, we would wash our hands, stick our fingers in our tear ducts. And if there's no burning with that, then we touch the white of our eyes.
No way.
And, I mean, we ate good. We ate really good during that time. And so it took about 8 months and about 40 formulas. And of course, like most of our relatives are always like, when I first told them the idea, they're like, oh, you've got to put lemons in the formula. And so I put lemon essential oil in the formula. And about 3 months into it, about 10 formulas or so, I woke up one morning and I looked in the mirror and my face was lighter. And I was like, oh, crud. And so really it was the lemon essential oils because, you know, lemons are photosensitive. So if you're out in the sun,
Right.
it's gonna bleach you just like it would bleach people's hair.
People's hair, right?
Yeah, same thing. So it just happened to do my skin. And so I'm about 2 years post all this happening. And my face has gotten a lot better. But you still see a little on my hands and my head. But it could have been a lot worse. I look at it.
Hey,
And we removed it. We removed it.
Hey,
So-
you're an inventor, man. That's the only way is to try and fail.
But
You know.
is lemon oil? Is that? It's not a chemical though.
It's an essential
It's
oil.
essential. It's an oil. Then.
Yeah, it's like a.
But it kind of burned like a chemical burn.
Well, yeah. Let me tell you,
That's incredible.
Yeah.
lemon. Back in the day when we were doing DSD in stores, and when stores before now they have basically a plastic thing where you put a shelf talker or whatever. They can drop the price tag for whatever's in that SKU. You know, it just drops in. Back in the day, and mom and pop still have some stickers, but back in the day it was all stickers. And I kid you not, I set a lot of Walmart stores, man, and Walmart had they had a product that they would use that, well, every salesman knew about it. You'd go into the auto department area and they had this lemon spray to like for your car to smell. I told my mom, I said, never ever use this on your car because we would spray it on the shelf and it would take the gum off, you know?
Wow.
So yeah, that's how strong that stuff was, you know? But yeah, you know, the citrus stuff, man, it can be really strong, you know?
Yeah. So I went to a dermatologist probably about 6-7 months, you know, after I noticed my face being lighter. And he looked at me and he left the room, came back, and he's like, all right, I've got good news and I've got bad news. And I'm thinking, okay, great. This is awesome. I'm like, what's the bad news? He's like, this is the worst case of lemon bleaching I've ever seen.
Right.
And I'm like, okay, all right, what's the good news? He's like, well, the good news is it'll eventually come back. It takes a little bit. You know, it's easy to take the pigment out. It's just hard to put it back in. And he was right. You know, my face has gotten a heck of a lot better. And, you know, everything else will come back. It's just funny when I run into friends and stuff. They're like, oh, you've got that Michael Jackson stuff.
Yeah. Well, isn't it a lot better to make that mistake than to be like the Wright brothers when they were trying to, yeah,
Exactly.
I'd much rather make that, you know, that trial and error, you know?
Well, I'm just glad it happened to me and not someone else. That would have been the worst thing is if we would have gone out with it. And
Every company does that. You know, when I was a kid, my grandfather, we all lived in the same neighborhood, and with our products, you know, the seasoning was out before all the rice mixes came out and stuff. My grandfather would go and say, you know, hey, Poco, that's what we called him. And he'd say, boy, take this home to your mom. It'd be a Ziploc bag with rice and spices. And then it was before Post-it notes. So he would tape a little note on there and he'd say, you know, he'd say, give this to your mom. He had all the instructions on it. And that's how we test our stuff. But it's always trial and error. Try. And then of course you have to see, well, is this going to go good together or mess up down the line? But yeah.
were the instructions on tape by any chance? Did he write the instructions on tape?
I don't think he put them. I think he taped the piece of paper on there. If I remember, it could have been masking tape, and he could have written it in. So, but God, it's been so many years now. It's
pretty awesome though.
Yeah,
that's very awesome.
But that's it's just trial and error. Try things a billion times. That was before we had food scientists. It was my grandfather was a scientist, man. So that's what he did.
Awesome.
But
So that's basically what you're doing too. Your science.
Yeah.
The science of trying to get your product.
Yeah, exactly.
Proper.
And he's developed, I think, a very unique product, and it's something that definitely can be used. He's got a product for crawfish. He's got it for fish. I mean, how many times do people, boy, that's a big deal with me too. It's like, I'm going to clean the fish. I don't have any problem doing that, but boy, the one thing I do hate is after I'm done cleaning them, what my hands are going to smell like. And no, he's got something for that. So,
So how long was this the development in process?
It took about, I first had the idea, I guess, around 2013, 2014.
Oh, okay.
And it just took, obviously, until the COVID shutdown was 6-7 years later to really start focusing on it. Mm-hmm. And that's all I did was focusing on it every single day, even when other people were like, hey, focus on pharmacy stuff. We need to do stuff that makes money, not something that doesn't. Mm-hmm. I stayed the course. I was like, okay, I don't really care what you think. I think this will be a good product one day. Mm-hmm. So every day I was still working.
So what form did it take on? Is it like a wipe or is it liquid or?
Well, we have a liquid soap, and we just came out with wipes recently. Okay. And the wipes are a nice unexpected hit. Honestly, I wasn't expecting it.
Convenient. It's going to be convenient.
That's exactly right. I did not expect that, and people absolutely love the convenience of it.
Is it natural ingredients or?
It's 100% natural.
Oh, good.
Yeah, it's all natural.
Let me explain something to you about First Products and you thinking this. We came out with a cookbook a couple of years before we came out with that seasoning. The recipe was in that cookbook. You never know what's going to take it, but once it does, you say, "There you go." Good. But people like the convenience of that wipe jar. It's really good. We brought some to our company boil last week, and you just put it on the table and let people try. I mean, it was foreign because nobody's used to having something like this. So this is really
like a pop-up wipe.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Wow. Okay. Cool.
Yeah. I mean, that is so convenient.
Oh yeah.
Compared to, like I said, I mean, even restaurants. Do you know how much? Even the ones that have the trough, say for instance, you can still have your sinks and stuff in the bathroom, but do you know how much convenience that would save?
And you're saving on water.
Yeah, but it's a space really that the restaurants could, because every square foot are you making money or not? And that's another table that you could put back there. And I think the possibilities are unlimited, man.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'll tell you what, I was so excited when people at your crawfish boil were asking, "Hey, can I take this home with me?" It's like, yes, you can, absolutely. I mean, that was the biggest form of flattery right there. That was absolutely awesome.
You've rolled it out as a live product now.
Yes, we've been on the market since I think June of 21. So just in time for crawfish season to end. Of course, okay. perfect timing.
That happens every time.
Well,
and it was perfect timing. But I'm glad we didn't come out with it during that crawfish season because we weren't ready for it. Okay. Honestly, we weren't ready. And, since then we've gotten into...
so you kind of had a soft opening then, right?
Exactly. Yeah, soft opening. Yeah. That's a perfect description. And we've gotten into Rouse's in Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama.
What's Rouse's?
It's just think of like HEB.
It's basically, it's a nice store.
Yeah, for Louisiana. Cool. And there's some in Mississippi, Alabama.
Orange Beach has a Rouse's.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Yeah. And, of course, we're in HEB this year. It's our first year in HEB. Let's see, Bromart in Louisiana. If have you ever heard of Bromart?
Yes, I have.
All right, have you? Awesome. New News.
That's a cool name.
And we've got other restaurants as well. Let's see, Zapardo's in Metairie, in there as well. There's Prejean, Steamboat Bill's, Crawfish Shack, Hans Crawfish.
So it's taken off.
Yeah, it's going pretty good. It's
Very
going
good.
pretty good. I mean, I think I'm the my own biggest critic. I mean, if it were up to me, it would be, selling millions and millions, but it takes a step. There's steps.
It
along the
does. I
way.
mean, like you said,
And-
your first year, it's you can come up with a product, but when you get to these retailers, I mean, look how it is with everybody that's already existing. You have to be able to supply them. You have to be able to come up with that product. I mean, to have it in stock and fill their orders, because man, nothing is worse than not being able to fill an order. And right now, it's hard on everything, because getting your ingredients and getting your supplies in to make whatever you're doing right now. I had a car repair today, and one part was messed up, and they almost did that. They had to go to several warehouses to find it. So it's it's making sure that you can deliver on what you sell. Selling is good, but the second sale and the third sale are always going to come because you delivered on the first.
So do you have a team working with you, your own employees? And
We've got a few employees. We're nowhere near where I'd like to be, but we're growing.
and a facility and all that? in
Yeah, we
place?
have a warehouse out in Magnolia,
Okay.
Texas. Which is, I guess, a little north of Spring and Tomball.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's a pretty nice facility.
Cool.
I had some friends come out yesterday for I boiled some crawfish for them, and they're like, "I can't believe you've got this much space."
Wow.
Well, hey,
Nice.
we have to have a decent amount of space to stock everything,
Yeah.
and as well as to make it.
So
it's
everything's
pretty
getting
good.
packaged and shipped out from that location.
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And I've got my hands on pretty much everything.
Wow.
That way, I want to make sure everything's when it's shipped out, it's exactly how I would want it.
So your quality
When I get
control
it.
and
Oh.
test
Oh, absolutely.
subject.
Absolutely.
and everything.
He's he's definitely thumb on everything right now, and that's
right.
how it's going to be. And
Yeah.
when it grows and stuff, and you have to kind of let go a little bit, it's a little bit harder. But
bet.
yeah, have fun
Yeah.
getting there. That's what.
Yeah. Yeah. It's, even like with the soap bottles, like I was really big on, okay, the pump has to be facing left of the label. And when you
there
put
you
it inside each box, it needs to be facing left. So everything's
go.
uniform. Everything's uniform. That way, when whoever gets it out, it just looks like
It does look better.
it was made by a fairly decent company, even
Yeah,
though
somebody
we're
who
basically a
cares.
startup. Someone who cares.
you go.
Exactly. I love that. I need to remember that. That's awesome. Thanks, Rob.
There's only so much you can put on that label, man.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah.
On your Starburst,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But yeah, that's. I think the potential for growth for that company is tremendous. Because that, as our friend with Crawfish, his business, like he said, when I first met him, he had like 55 employees. This is like late 90s, maybe, I don't know, and or early 2000s. And no, it was late 90s, and he's got 188 employees now, and it's not like he's the only one doing business there with Crawfish. There's a billion, and it has to be, because his distribution, he goes through people that sell it and distribute it here and there. But he said he went to Oklahoma, with aqua farms, people seeing it there. But guess what? They got people across the country that want Crawfish. So all of these guys are doing good, So,
Yeah.
and that's good for the business. It's good for our
Oh, yeah.
business, and it's going to be great for yours too.
Yeah, I think so. And I think I mentioned this previously. It's like Crawfish, the whole industry as a whole down here. It's like a drug. It really is.
huge.
I mean, people are so passionate about it, and it's crazy. All these Facebook groups, they want it earlier than the crawfish season really it should be, and of course they want it later than it should be as well. And it's insane, absolutely insane.
We talked about that. Like I said, I've been to a place here where they said they had fresh crawfish, and I was like, wait, this time of year? And it was late. It was like late after the summer, and sure enough, they had kept them in frozen, and you can pull that on some people, because look, people people are so thirsty in the desert they'll drink sand. Well, I mean, people want crawfish so bad that sometimes they'll they'll sacrifice, but know what you're getting. It's always a big deal. But yeah, they want it all the time. So and as soon as the season hits, boom. These restaurants you see in Houston and Dallas, they have the flags out, crawfish. It's waving. It's a big deal.
But it's always rib season, and people eat ribs with their hands all the time.
That's right.
So I think they could use that for ribs as well.
Oh, great.
So.
Are you wanting a commission on that, Rob?
No,
Yeah. See, there you go.
I'm letting all my marketing out right now.
That's a great idea.
Marketing experience.
We just came out with hot wing wipes.
There you go. I'm saying
And for the same reason.
it's always in season, right? So
Because, if you go eat buffalo wings at restaurants, they're going to give you the little bitty packets of wipes.
right.
And it's just alcohol. Is all
Yeah.
it is.
It'll burn you even more. Yeah, that's exactly what it does.
Exactly.
Yeah,
It does
I know.
nothing for you. So kind of figure out,
Well, even like onions,
Yeah.
that smell will stay on your hands forever too.
yeah, it works great for jalapenos, garlic, onions.
Oh wow.
Anything that smells, sinks up your hands a little bit.
Because
great for-
those foods have oils in them
Mm-hmm.
also, right? So
I mean, people who was wiping their mouth with it. You remember?
Oh, my sister.
Yeah,
I think it was my sister.
and he said, "Look, when I was a kid, we went down to Mexico and went to Ciudad Victoria, and we were fishing in Lake Guerrero and stuff. It was something that my dad and them would do with my grandfather every Labor Day weekend. They would hunt dove and they would fish. I mean, this is a place where me, my brother, and my dad each would have a 5-pound bass on our line at the same time. That's how kind of a fun lake this was. But we're going down there, and we're little kids. We're under 10 or, somewhere under 10. And my brother and me are sitting across the table from each other, and he goes, "You won't eat it." They had pepper on the table, and I looked at him, and I did. Looked him straight in the eye, and I bit it off, and I ate it. Now, it took not too long for me to start grabbing everybody's water at the table, and then all the Sprite. My mom let me suffer a good bit before she told me to with a lime, and that helped. But any of those, anytime wings, a big thing too, I know with me is, if you go to rub your eyes, your eyelids, and man, you'll feel that warm thing forever. So having something to wipe your hands with before, it's a big help.
So you're saying it works if your mouth is burning, you can use it on your mouth as well, and it's safe.
With the wipes, it works great for that
great.
as well. Yeah, because I'm one of the people that, after eating spicy crawfish, spicy seafood, my lips are on fire. So just dab it on, and it goes away fairly.
So the wipes are makeup remover as well.
Hey, another line. Thank you,
Thank
Ron.
you. Look at you,
man.
man. Look at you getting it all decisive.
The
on that.
possibilities are endless, like it sounds like, man.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
that's really
it's,
cool. And all natural, so
it's 100% natural. That's the best part about it.
And you're hitting a lot of festivals, and you're making your presence known.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got a festival coming up this weekend. Then following weekend, got Bro Bridge, of course.
Oh God, yeah, that event's changed so much over the years, man. It's a monster now.
It's crazy, huge, and it was a huge hit last year. Most of the people there are like, I haven't heard of anything like this. This is crazy. And we did very well.
So what is that?
It's a crawfish festival, and Burr Bridge is now they have Old Town Spring has one north of Houston, and a couple other Conroe has one. Let me tell you, there's nothing like a little town of Burr Bridge that expands multi times its population.
And that's in Louisiana.
Oh yeah, just on the other side of Lafayette,
Okay.
and going like we were talking about last week, the basin.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's right at the heart of the basin.
Okay.
And it is a huge festival, man. It's so much more than crawfish now.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It's the largest crawfish festival in the world.
Wow.
And I think last year they served 30,000 pounds of crawfish, or they had 30,000 people there. I forgot which one it was, but it was ridiculous.
That is,
Yeah.
There were so many people there, and it was an awesome experience. I had never been. So it was great.
That's a good thing to be on with that, because you'll get a lot of crawfish people there.
Yeah, absolutely. It was great. And I'm still contemplating this year whether to enter the crawfish eating contest. Last year I didn't.
Yeah.
And so, me just always eating crawfish my whole entire life. I'm like, I wonder how much crawfish I could eat at one time, right? Just for
you're good at it.
If you give me this for free, then I'll just sit down and eat.
Yeah.
You win, but
Sounds like
I got
something you
mine.
should try, Doug.
Yeah. No.
So they told me that every year the typical winner ends up eating around 30 to 33 pounds
Jesus.
in one sitting. But they have had the most that a person has eaten at one time was like 51 or 52 pounds. And they said the person was like a real skinny guy.
Yeah, that's about right. It's unfair.
Wow.
Like I said, life isn't fair. Yeah, but I don't know if I would. I think maybe I would be there at the contest, but with wipes for everyone after.
I like what you're thinking. I
Yeah,
like the way you're thinking.
that's the role I would want to play on that.
I think I'm going to have to do that. I'm going to have to talk to them about that.
Yeah.
I think they'll be down with that. Definitely. Cool. Yeah. As much as I would love to be a part of that, I just can't see myself doing it.
Yeah, that's you'd be gone for the rest of the day.
Well, it's not only the
That's
amount
it.
of food, but the spices
Yes.
combined. The cumulative effect.
Yeah.
Of that.
Your
Wouldn't be
system,
pretty.
your system will have a hard time. Yeah.
Yeah. Everyone's like, oh, if you enter this contest, it'll be great exposure for your company. I'm like, yeah, but I'll be worthless the rest of the day.
Yeah, I would go
Even
with
more
the
so
other
than-
option that, there's something you can, because you got to clean up after they eat. They have to clean up. That's a lot of crawfish, and they, you have a few festivals in Louisiana in the spring, and then there's a ton of them in October, and some, I guess, in September too, because you can only fit so many. So, you hit any festivals in October in Louisiana, anything like that?
I haven't yet, but I need to look into it. I'd love to.
Find a couple good ones, and because it's a good exposure thing,
Yeah, I would love to find some crab festivals and some shrimp festivals to go to.
Oh, and like,
Because
I'm sorry, but I'm a classic interrupter, but the
it's all good. It's all mine.
Toledo Bend has a big bass tournament every year.
Oh, wow.
Great for the fish.
Ah,
That's something
Very
I'm thinking
nice.
about too. Yeah, there's it's just endless possibilities. I love the products that much. Because of the potential.
appreciate it. Very much. Appreciate it. Yeah, I'll be texting you every day now. I'll be like, hey, Doug, hey, what was that thing you mentioned?
Yeah.
What was that thing?
Yeah,
Like,
it's
oh,
been
not this guy again.
too many years selling, man. But it's something, it's some items, I've been lucky because it's family, and I love this as part of what I mean. When I was a kid, I can remember, as a little, I guess 74, 75. So I was around, 9 years old and 8 years old. My uncle, giving me and my brother each $5, because before our seasoning wasn't in the container it's in now. It was in a glass jar, and we were putting those glass jars in a case. The whole family was there on the weekend, and we packed that way. And it's nothing like that anymore. Talk about making you have to meet demands. We wouldn't make it these days. But there's something exciting about it that I love every day, and I'm always glad to go out and shake a hand. Somebody might think it's the most insignificant thing, but to me it means a lot. And when you see something like that you love, anybody can have a job, but a career is something you love, I just find a lot of excitement in what you got going on, man.
I appreciate the support. I really do.
Yeah, well, Rob's the same way. He, with his job, it's
I
not
love
just
what
a
I do.
job. His career. He loves it,
I love doing it.
I try and stress that to people, my kids, you don't just want a job. You want a career, someplace you can basically live and love,
It does feel a lot less like work when you enjoy what you're doing.
Oh God, yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, very
Total true
much.
statement.
I remember telling someone last crawfish season, I was like, man, this is the first job I've ever had. I was in the military. I was in insurance, been in pharmacy business, done all sorts of things. And this is like the most natural job I've ever had. It just
cool.
feels comfortable.
That's great.
Just going out talking to people about it, talking about crawfish. I mean, what else is there?
I
mean,
think
Yeah.
that's just
pretty awesome.
that equals success. When you're happy with what you're doing, people feel that, and they feed off of that too.
The thing is, you can go from crawfish season right into when the heart of when people are fishing on the lakes. So there's always going to be something, and of course we eat shrimp and all that year round. Shrimp, oysters, crabs. So it's
good to be clean.
yeah, it is good to be
Very
clean.
good to be clean.
Like there's a lot of things I can take on.
What's that saying, Doug? That cleanliness is
Next to godliness, I
There you
believe.
go.
Yeah. It's I could take a lot of things, but one thing I could not take would be smelling like fish or crawfish.
yeah.
Yeah, that's the even when I'm cooking, I'm real like I have the bag on the counter and I'm cutting the tails over. Oh, I got to dry that for a second. And I'm real careful about that smell getting anywhere on my kitchen, like just don't do it, but so I can appreciate the wipes.
Well, if it gets on your kitchen, just use some of his wipes and
All
There you
natural.
go.
I'm sure you can use it for kitchen counter as well.
That's right.
It's all good.
That's right.
It's all about the fats. The fats will take care of it.
yep.
We'll get you back in here and do some more talking, but I think this is I think you're going to get a lot of growth. I think this is a great opportunity for anybody to. It's so convenient,
Yeah, I appreciate it very much. Really do. It's exciting. It really is. It's most of the people I see at these festivals are like, I can't believe you didn't have this months ago. At every festival, I hear someone saying that. Where is this 6 months ago?
And right now you're doing Texas and Louisiana. Is there any further?
Just Texas and
states
Louisiana
for
right
now?
now.
Okay.
Yeah, just
That's
easy,
focus.
Jimmy, easy.
Yeah. Well, he mentioned Mississippi and Alabama, so I don't know if he's trying to cover the whole
never
Gulf Coast region.
never say never. So
Yeah.
if something pops up, I'm more than open to looking at it, and we'll just see.
Yeah, because with sales, you can sell. A good salesman can sell 1 million whatevers to any store, but you got to make sure that it's going to move because you'll never get a second sale and you burn that for life. So any growth out, you always got to make sure that you can support the growth in the current area you're in to go to the next area, to go to the next area, and that's
Well, you got to make Mississippi and Alabama jealous that you're selling all that and making
That's
it
right.
all
Oh,
happen for
don't-
Louisiana. And
don't worry. I mean, there's plenty of guys in Houston and in Atlanta. Like I would tell them, oh, so and so just did 3 pallets, and this.
Right.
Well, what? Oh, give me 5.
Right.
It's like ding ding, But
Exactly.
the ones that can handle it, it's fun to do it. But I think it has so much potential, and it's
Very
sky's
good.
the limit.
Appreciate it.
Thank you for coming up with the product
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you.
everybody can use.
Thank you for joining us today,
Thank you for
James.
joining
Yeah,
us.
thank you, Doug. Thank you, Rob. Really appreciate your time.
Hey, and as usual, this is the Nonsense Chronicles, and we ask that you like and subscribe, share it with your friends, and pretty soon we'll have a buy button on our first. We have a couple of different T-shirts available, and might have a couple other items out there. But main thing we want you to do is listen to the episodes and
There you go.
give us feedback. That's it. Thank you very much, and we'll talk to you again.